name's Ren. Welcome, or welcome back if you've been around for a while. Today we're trying out something new that I haven't done before. Let's hope this works out the way I hope it will. Anyway, yeah, today we're doing a sort of kind of sketch with me, sketch vlog, whatever. Just, hanging out while I draw some stuff. And for today, I thought we could do some fun character design, because I love character design, and I also, this might not have been obvious from a lot of my other videos, but I also really love Pokemon, and I also really love gijinka, so when people turn Pokemon into human or humanoid characters, I love that, so that's what we're going for today. Let's see how that works out. I thought it would be fun to do a gijinka of a Pokemon I really like. So we're doing a Wooper gijinka, and maybe depending on how long that takes, I'd also want to do a little Quagsire, because I love those guys. They're very cute. So, first off, before we get into the whole human design part, let's figure out what Wooper actually looks like. So I can take some, ideas, inspiration from the original design, figure out what parts I want to keep, what parts I want to, emphasize, see what I've got to work with, right? So let's get started on that first. So generally, from what I know, Woopers are fairly, simple. They're just little guys. I love them. They're so cute. I also love the beta Wooper, from the leaked design files. Those were also super cute, on all fours. That was really adorable. I would love if they kept that and gave us a regional variant. I will say I also love the new, what's it called? The new Wooper from the new region, and Violet, and what? I already see drawing while talking is gonna be hard, because my brain is not working well with this. Scarlet and Violet, that's what it's called. Yeah, I also love that one. Those are very cute, but I do have a soft spot for the original Wooper. Also, I do love blue and purple, so, I love that guy. I think we have most of the Wooper down. I know he has round baby eyes. That's correct. This looks kind of correct. These little things on his head, I know they are purple, so we've got some purple to work with. I think Wooper's eyes are black technically, but he's already got purple in his design, so this should be fine. Look at him. I love him. I'm gonna check for the colors. Look at him. What a charming little guy. So yeah, we have our little guy. So gotta think about what we can work with here. So he's blue generally. That's good. So the main design color should be blue. We also have this dark blue for any details or other design elements that I can work with. We have the purple, and he also has a tail, which I guess is important too. There are different ways to go about turning Pokemon into characters. You could easily just go with the simplest idea, which I guess would be just a little guy dressed in a mostly blue outfit with some dark lines and, I don't know, purple hair or like purple pigtails or something, which, I mean, that's fine. You can do that, but those always end up being a little bit basic. So I feel like the strongest designs in regards to gijinkas are some that also work with some external theme that's added onto it, so you have more like specifics to work with, I guess is what I would say. So for example, we could turn it into like a trainer character, so it gets the specification of like fitting into the general Pokemon trainer design language that the games have. I mean, I have made it no secret that I personally really do enjoy fantasy. So I am thinking of doing like a little high fantasy character, which is more, I guess, along the lines of D&D designs. So being like, okay, let's turn this guy into a little character who's going on a quest, or like an NPC you could meet. Okay, so for that, I know it's like Wooper has like Wooper is a water type, so obviously either he could have like water magic, or just like or he could just like sell different flavors of water, I guess. Could be a water merchant, which would be really funny. Or alternatively, I guess, could also just, you know, have clothing that is suited to living in very watery environments, which, I mean, I think in most games you find Woopers in generally like a swampy area anyway, so that's another thing to keep in mind. This guy lives in a swamp. I guess we've decided that, so gotta keep in mind for his design, gotta be equipped to exist in like a very wet area. I guess also I would assume it's kind of like a younger character, because like if I were to design a Quagsire also, then that would obviously be like either the parent or just older sibling, or just the Quagsire would then be just like an older version of this guy, or, you know, a parent, just a guy who works in the same place, something like that. I think Wooper generally has a very, I don't know, a little clueless, a little naive, a little like, but still like positive vibes. Like, you know, Wooper is very, very, I guess, childlike joy is what I would ascribe to like Woopers generally. I think most of the Pokedex descriptions of Wooper and Quagsire also mentions that they're not the brightest exactly, so I guess that's also it's a little mean, but it's also something to work with. I think if you're going to live in a rainy, swampy area, you probably need something that's like appropriate for the weather. So I think a hood would be really cute, honestly. Wooper does have a relatively simple design, so I'm gonna have to work with a lot of different hue variations on the blue, I think, to make it work. Because, like, the main color is just a singular blue, and even though I can, and I'm obviously going to incorporate the purple and the darker blue, they still feel more like accent colors that are there to enhance or draw attention to specific embellishment or specific parts of the design, and not just, you know, slapped onto everything else, I guess. So there's going to be a lot of blue. Now, hairstyle is a good question. I think Wooper is a very fun-loving little guy with a lot of energy. And like, if you live somewhere that's really wet, I feel like you're probably going to want short hair, because that dries faster. Like, obviously, I personally, if I look at lineups of my characters, I generally gravitate towards like longer hair in design typically, but I think if you're going to live like I mean, we could also give him just like no hair. He could be bald, but that feels a little mean. I'm not gonna make a bald Wooper. No, we're not doing that. So looking at Wooper's shape. I haven't done that before, but right, so Wooper has a really big head, so I feel like having a design that's heavy on top could work. I feel like that could be good, so giving him like a really like big hood to deal with the rain might be fun. He's just kind of like a bean body, like one of those bean bags. He's just like a little bean boy. So that's not a lot to work with, but yeah, I mean, he also doesn't have arms, so that's another thing to consider. But I think I'd also like to give him like wide sleeves, kind of. So just like kind of like a cape, you know? So a lot of the rain just sloughs off them, not getting like super wet or anything. I think that could work. And then just having like pants and boots that help with that. I think that's not a terrible idea. That could work, actually. Thinking of like if the cape is like a lighter blue, we might as well do like dark pants, maybe. So the pants will be darker. So we have like the light cape, then we have dark pants, and then light boots again. So we have some variation, and obviously we're gonna have the darker hair as well. So then we'll have some contrast in the face area, which I think would be good. I think it would also be fun to give him like gloves. Maybe not full gloves, but maybe biker gloves. But like, so we have something dark coming out of the big, like lighter shape of blue as well. I think that could work well. Maybe a thing I could go with would be like purple earrings. I think that could be fun. So we have this like, the fishbone shape is like the earrings. So it's still like at the side of his head, but it's also some like fun contrast thing. I think actually now that I'm looking at him, I was wondering what kind of like job or like activity he could be doing, but I think what could be really fun is like kind of, I guess like a I don't know how to describe it. Like a ranger, he takes care of nature around where he lives, which happens to be, you know, a fucking swamp. Oh, we could also have like a brooch or like something holding the coat closed, which could also be in the shape of his little antenna or whatever. And that could also be purple, so we have the purple around his face concentrated, and it's like, yeah, a focal point. But yeah, so he's just like running around, helping little critters, planning stuff, taking care of his surroundings. I think that would be cute. He seems like an outdoorsy kind of type, so I think that's a solid idea. And if he's like around, like out and about in the mud a lot, I guess giving him like gloves would actually make sense, so his hands don't get like super dark. He could also just like farm like berries, I guess, because we have a lot of berries in like the Pokemon games. So he could just be like a little guy who like collects berries and takes care of like the berry plant. So if he does collect stuff, he needs a little backpack or something. Berry farmer. He's not a farmer, but it's just a memory aid for myself. A swamp boy. Yeah, let's just so he's gonna have mud on his boots, so they're gonna be like super dirty, which I guess would also be like a fun design detail to work with. Since they're like the boots are made to be water resistant, I think you wouldn't want the seams to go down very far, so they're probably made out of some sort of flexible material that's like water resistant. So. Thinking about the rest of his outfit, it's gonna be fun. I guess we can also like so I don't forget that I wanted to give him a backpack to collect stuff in. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely gonna have like belts for utensils. I guess you definitely need like some sort of like knife. If you're gonna cut off some like plant material or open some stuff, so that could be useful. Maybe like little pouches. I'm sure that that's useful. I guess, yeah, let's see what he looks like without the cape on. What we want. Okay, for sure I do want to keep the gloves. I think they're fun. They're like fun, funky. I like those, so we're gonna keep that. And I guess if you're working outdoor, right, you don't want your sleeves to super get in the way, but also if you're outside where it's wet and not necessarily super warm all the time, you still want something that's kind of keeping you warm, so definitely long sleeves that like get hidden in the gloves, so not a lot of stuff gets on the sleeves proper. And also gotta remember he's wearing the cape thing over that. Let's try that again. The first one was not great. But yeah, I do want to keep the earrings. I think that's a fun thing to keep. I think if it's a shirt, I would color it more in the direction of those darker lines, but just giving it a bit of a pattern. We also still need the backpack. I do think the backpack isn't going to be anything special. I don't even know if I want it to be like a standard or if it's more like just slung over one shoulder. Just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna attack this with water-based markers instead. Okay, this is very light. This is just to get a basic idea. These are not the correct colors per se. You don't see much of the skin because he's wearing a bunch of gloves and shit, which makes sense because there could be, you know, dangerous material in a muddy swamp area. You don't know. It could always be. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for like a more darker blue for that. Oh, I haven't thought about the shirt. I think I might just make the shirt gray. Because, like, you know, grays are unobtrusive, they're just kind of there. You don't pay that much attention to them, which means they also don't take away the attention from other places that are colored. So it's a good like, it's a good color for more like details that aren't that important. It's more of like a background element stuff. And like adding grays, blacks, and whites to a design is kind of the easiest way to also like expand the range of colors you have available while not actively like adding more, you know, colors that could throw off the balance of the rest. So we have the burble. You can't see this very well. This does not look very purple. Gonna have to layer some shit here to get the right colors. Oh, now I'm thinking if I want the pants and the gloves to be the same color. That's it's a good question. So, like a generally less saturated dark blue for the pants, so that the gloves still catch more attention. And then you can still differentiate both of them from each other. And the belts are just gonna be like a dark gray. That's fine. Do I have a darker gray? This looks dark. Okay, that's also not much darker. Yeah, the accessories are just gonna be like grays. It might be fun to add a bit of like an ombre effect to the cape, just to have some more variance in there. But also just remember this design is gonna have like mud splatters on a lot of stuff, so that's probably also gonna help a little bit with making it seem more colorful. I think I'm gonna try and do a final design digitally just to get the colors really right. That's it for the sketchbook part. Now we're gonna go over to the digital part. So we're back. I took a few days break to let the design bounce around the back of my skull a bit before sitting down here in front of my computer to finish it up. So here we are with our little guy. I kept most of the design as it was. I just did some tiny tweaks. He still has his little raincoat in blue, as well as the purple earrings and the gloves and the everything. The biggest change, I guess, is that I decided to not actually have any genuine grays in this design anymore. Instead, I opted for some desaturated blues. I felt like the gray ultimately looked too out of place next to all the blue in the rest of the outfit. Also, I kept the knife, though I made it a bit smaller, and I also kept the little bags on his belt to collect stuff in while he's out and about. Also, I forgot to include his big backpack / bag in the drawing because I'm just a little bit stupid. Sorry about that. Just imagine it is there in your mind. I believe in you. And I believe in this bag, even though you can't see it right now. So yeah, this is all there is. This is our little guy. I don't have a good name for him right now, so if you have any ideas, feel free to leave those in the comments. Otherwise, I guess he'll just be Wooper Jr. Oh yeah, I also did 2 little sketches of him while I was at it, because I kind of love him. There's one, a quick little portrait, and also here is him enjoying a berry with his little friends, keeping him company. I assume they were just waiting for a moment to snatch the berry for themselves, but right now it's still cute and peaceful. But yeah, that is all for it today. I had a lot of fun making this, and I hope you had some fun watching this all unfold. So until next time, goodbye.